your practice. Just taking a few moments to settle in. Together we settle with the in breath. And we settle with the out breath. We give our body time to settle. And we give our breath time to settle. And we start to feel this body breathing in and breathing out. We start to feel the weight of this body settling onto the earth. Together we wait for the breath. And eventually it comes. Together we wait for that feeling of gravity, the weight of this body on the earth. We start to feel the weight of the upper body descending to the earth. Start to feel the weight of the lower body steadying onto the earth. Together we breathe in. And together we breathe out. We steady ourselves onto the earth. We steady ourselves into this moment. We may notice a little more feeling of peace as we settle. A little bit more room to open, to sense for the sky and across the horizon. We are together with the sky and together with the earth. When we remember this, we build our steadiness and we build our openness. It is the feeling of holding space. We begin to get glimpses of feeling the here and now. Breathing in, I am steady on the earth. Breathing out, I am open like the sky. And that deep listening state opens to us. A natural stopping. Continue to sense the horizon in the sky. Continue to sense steadiness of the earth. And you'll come to know moments of peace. We wait for peace. Starting to come back to the feeling of the breath, beginning to awaken your being. When you feel ready, letting the eyes open. Good. So for some of you, you may not have known that I studied for 5 years with a Buddhist nun. And for those years, I would also go to see her privately, and we would have tea, and she would introduce me to the teachings. And I loved to sit with her. Her presence was such joy. And I would listen to her tell certain stories and go through certain texts. And one or some of the things she would say, I would always reserve for kind of my later on file. They were just a little too far out there that I wasn't going to reject them, but I was like, all right, we'll just store you for a later on file. I actually called it my crazy file because it just sounded a little bit crazy. But one story she talked about in terms of concentration, and she talked about how we can build the sense of concentration, sense of mindfulness. And one of the biggest aspirations for that concentration would be when we may pass this physical form, that our mind, our consciousness can stay awake long enough to remember all of the teachings, all of the presence we have built in this form, so that when another moment happens where all the conditions are right for another form to manifest, that maybe that consciousness can come back with that form. So we don't have to start from scratch. And that sense of consciousness can then go on to study and continue to help all beings. And I thought, oh yeah, that's nice. That's a nice story. But to me, that's like the biggest form of not blacking out, of not, losing our attention. Can you imagine? Like, I know when I've been, say, really sick and had a fever, that feeling of coming in and out of consciousness, not knowing what's up, what's down, what's a dream, what's not a dream, to stay awake when we're really sick and be aware of where we are. I know how tough that can be in those circumstances. Then we think of, say, aging. We see our mind starting to, say, forget things. We show up in a room and we don't remember why we're there. Something we came to get. We see how our mind can go whoop and just kind of blacks out these little moments. So with concentration and mindfulness, we want to marry it with a practice of understanding. I know why I train concentration and mindfulness. Because I love this moment. I love to be here and now. And I know what can happen if a mind cannot be here and now. We don't say it out of fear-mongering. We say it out of understanding. And because I understand what may happen, I know why I build concentration. I love to be here and now. And there's something that all of us can love in this moment, whether it's hearing the birds sing, even if we're in pain or families having troubles, whatever it is, there's something we all understand how much we love to be here and now. Okay, so today we're going to continue to build our concentration, to build our mindfulness so that we can be here and now. When you're ready, going back into your posture of choice. Once again, settling in. We do this practice together. We start to understand our highest aspiration. to be here and now. We do not wish to miss this moment. We wish to live this life. And when we can be here and now, we can help others come to know this love. We know why we train concentration. That is why we wait for the in-breath. And we wait for the out-breath. We wait to feel breathing in. And we wait to feel breathing out. And eventually it comes. For just this moment, we feel breathing. Just this moment, we have a moment of concentration. We know why we build concentration. And together we wait for the feeling of gravity, the weight of this body on the earth. We wait until we feel steady on the earth. And eventually it comes. We are naturally building our concentration. By resting in our waiting state. And we wait for that feeling of the open sky. Until that feeling of open space comes. And eventually it does. Breathing in, I become steady on the earth. Breathing out, I become open like the sky. I hold space. I know what it is to be here and now for just one moment. I do not take this one moment for granted. I know that if I build this moment's concentration, it will help the person in the future be steady, to hold space. And we will need it to hear what others have to say, to listen to our own being, to retain what has been said, to be here and now. I do not take this life for granted. I know why I build concentration. And that moment becomes more and more spacious, more and more steady. I no longer want to miss these moments. I wish to live this life. Together we are breathing in, and together we are breathing out. Together we are steady on the earth. Together we are open like the sky. As you continue your practice, there may be times where we get whisked away and we forget the sky and the steadiness of this earth. That's normal when we are training concentration. We can expect it. We can smile at whatever we were whisked away with. It is part of this training. Nothing to feel bad about. Nothing you did wrong. We just didn't know that it was happening throughout our days. We start to become aware of what our concentration is like. We must expect this whisking away. We must bring great kindness to who is here right now. If our aspiration to train concentration can continue, I know why I train concentration. I know now. I've seen it firsthand. I wish to live this moment fully. I do not take it for granted. That is why we wait for the in-breath. And we wait for the out-breath. Until that feeling comes. We start to settle once again into this moment. I wait for the steadiness of the earth. I know eventually it will come. And I wait for the openness of the sky. Feel that holding of space. And eventually it will come. I know why I'm training concentration. My heart understands. And starting to come back. Feeling of the breath. Beginning to awaken your being. Good. When you're ready, letting the eyes open. If you'd like to unmute yourself and bring palms together, you can. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks, everyone.